Hello, it's very nearly 10 to 9. Now, our next guest is at number 38 or 36, we're not quite sure, in the charts, with a song that's dedicated to a friend who died from AIDS last year. And all the share of the proceeds from the record, which is called For a Friend, will go to a charity that helps victims of the killer disease. But before we talk to Jimmy Sommerville from the Communards about the latest hit, let's take a look at the video. Here it is. And there we are. That was Jimmy on tape. Here's Jimmy live. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's a record that's actually already doing well in the charts, but there are a number of people who won't play it.
It doesn't seem to be getting as much airplay, I think, as it should, because it's done quite well, considering it actually hasn't had as much airplay, because it entered at something like 65, and then the next week it went up to 50, and then it's went up to 36 or 38, whichever one. So it's actually climbed quite a lot.
Isn't it Radio 1 that's refusing to play it?
I don't know if it's actually refusing to play it, but then again I think it probably is, because it's like they don't seem to be playing it as much as they should do for a record which is moving as fast as it is.
And why should they refuse, or why should they be
No, I mean, I suppose
to
we all
play
have our sort of like theories, but I mean, I think maybe it's got a lot to do with the content of the song and what the song...
What, the fact that it's about somebody who died of AIDS?
From AIDS, so if they don't play it, it means then they don't have to actually discuss it, or they don't actually have to talk about it.
The friend concerned was Mark Ashton.
Yeah.
When did he die?
It was last year, this month.
Mm. And you obviously decided to do some sort... It's almost a love song, actually, isn't it?
Well, it's really because the whole thing, the way that the media has really treated people who die from AIDS, it's either they're kind of like seen as junkies, or just like queers, or people who are actually outsiders. It's like it's never actually seen as like people who are actually just like people, human beings, and we want to do it from a kind of like passionate angle to show that it's actually people who are dying. Mm. It's not just statistics and figures, it's actually people who are dying. That's right, real people with families. And and also like people who sort of have friends and relationships and who do the same everyday things that everyone else does. Mm.
This close friend, Mark Ashton, and did you know him through his illness? No,
I mean, I knew him for about 10 years. He's my oldest friend. I met him when I first came to London. Mm. We kind of like...
Was he in the music business as well?
No, he was... Well, when we first met, we just used to go to the same kind of clubs and discos, and then he eventually got involved in sort of politics, and it eventually became the national executive of the Young Communist Party.
Oh, I see. He contracted AIDS, and how did he die? It seems an awful question, but obviously it's something that has affected him so much.
Eventually developed into sort of pneumonia. So I think sort of like his death wasn't as kind of traumatic and wasn't, I suppose, as horrible as what sort of like some other people have to go through. Mm. It's very quick and very sudden, so...
Did you see the documentary the other night on
No, I've just come back
the BBC about the American girl who died in Australia of AIDS?
I've just come back sort of like from Paris the other day. So.
Terrible. Can I just ask you about the funds again from this record? They're all going to the Mark Ashton Trust.
Well, sadly not all the funds from this record go, because it's only the band who are giving up their half of the royalties, because the record company won't. So it's just, I mean, and what we do is, like, I suppose once we recoup the royalties, it goes to the Mark Ashton Trust, and it's a fund which over the last year has been fundraising money, and eventually the money will go to buy things like, say, washing machines, telephones, just small things which will actually make someone who's homebound or who can't actually get around, just make kind of like, I suppose, being homebound a bit more comfortable.
Jimmy, I guess the band, the Communards, could have chosen an easy route, couldn't they, and maybe had easier success and a less violent life for you by picking less controversial subjects. Are you now committed to, if you like, the controversial causes?
Things I don't actually see that they're controversial. I think it's only they're controversial because we seem to be the only people who, I suppose, stand up and do it. No one else seems to see it as being important enough.
But you know what I'm saying,
yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I think we're completely committed. It's what actually makes us and sort of drives us on to do what we do, our music, and sort of write our songs. Otherwise, I don't think we would have any inspiration to do what we do. Well,
as we pointed out, despite some people's reluctance to play the record, it's already doing very well in the charts. We'll wait and see how it does do. Jimmy Sommerville, thank you very much. That's the Communards' latest release, For a Friend.